In this video, I'll teach you everything you need to know to elevate your gameplay to this level. We'll be covering the following. Also, everything in this video will be based on the current state of the game, so updates may change the game, but the foundational skills and knowledge that you'll need will be in this guide. Let's get started. The most important thing in this game is speed, as speed allows you to get the most kills as fast as possible, and that is the main point of the game. The easiest way to increase your speed is by having the right setup. There are many different things that you could buy in the lobby to increase your speed, and we're going to go over that right now. The most important thing is your ODM. Your ODM allows you to grapple around and kill titans. Different ODMs give you different abilities. For example, the Medic ODM allows you to be healed when you take damage, and the Thunder Spear ODM allows you to shoot Thunder Spears. To get an ODM, go to the ODM shop and spin the wheel. This will give you a random ODM that you can put into one of your 4 inventory slots. Now, there are many different types of ODMs that are divided by rarity, with the low-end ODMs being more common and the stronger ODMs being rare. When choosing your ODM, the number one thing you want to prioritize is speed. Everything else doesn't really matter. And abilities are pretty useless, but the two you do want to look out for are Hand Slash and Self Heal, as those you'll actually use. Let's quickly go through all the current ODMs so you know which ones are worth keeping. Starting off with Default Gear, which is what everyone starts off with, and it's pretty trash. Alpha Gear is even worse than Default, I don't know why it's called Alpha. And then moving up to rare ODMs, we have Medic Gear, which is basically Default with a healing ability, pretty trash. And the other rare ODM is the Boosted ODM, and this one is actually the best early game gear as it actually has decent speed and has a Hand Slash ability. All early game players should use this gear as you can get it pretty easily and it's pretty decent. In the Epic category, we have the Thunder Spear ODM, and this one allows you to shoot one Thunder Spear every 20 seconds, and the Thunder Spears will insta-kill a Titan, but it is worse than Boosted gear and shouldn't be used. In the Legendary category, we have the Perfect ODM, and this ODM is the gear that you should be aiming for after Boosted, and all around this gear is pretty good. And the other Legendary gear is the Candy ODM, and this was a limited time Christmas ODM, so it's now unobtainable, but it's actually better than Perfect, but sadly you can't get it anymore. And finally, we have the Mythic gears, and in the Mythic category, we have the Savage Demise gear, and it's pretty much maxed out all around. And this gear also has a teleportation ability, which basically teleports you to the back of Titans and it insta-kills them. This gear is what all people are trying to get, and if you're an early game player and you have this, you should consider yourself very lucky. Now in the perk shop, you can either buy agility or range, and agility makes you faster, range increases the range for your ODM. And you just want to buy agility 3 as it gives you extra speed, just save the 7000 and get it after you buy boosted gear. Horses. They're useless, never use them. The blade shop gives you these cool looking blades, but these are purely cosmetic. Only buy blade skins if you already have a legendary ODM and you just have extra money you want to spend. With all these things to buy, you'll need a lot of gold. The easiest way to get gold for early game players is just by going to the game page and copying and pasting all the codes into the code section of the menu and it'll give you some gold. And be sure to check the game page every few days as the codes update every so often. But the main way to get gold is actually by playing the game. So whenever you kill a titan, there'll be a number showing up on your screen, and that's how much gold you get for the kill. And also when you complete a mission or a boss mission, you also get gold. Now that you have your gear set up, let's move on to grappling. Your ODM has a few controls that are shown on the game page. The main controls are left grapple, right grapple, boost, double grapple, and attack. You're able to lean both right and left with any combination of grapples. Keep in mind that if you're on your laptop's keyboard or a low-end keyboard, you won't be able to double grapple turn because your keyboard will only be able to register 3 keys at once. And there's a workaround of this, and I'll put that video in the description. The first thing you need to know is that you should always boost unless you're low on gas and you're trying to refill, and there is no reason not to boost because gas is infinite. However, if you're just trying to learn a technique, you shouldn't boost till you get the technique down, but then once you get it down, of course, just boost right after. The second thing is that you should only refill when you have about like 1/8 tank left of gas, because traveling to get gas takes a lot of time, so you should only do it when you actually need it. Also, there are 2 ways to grapple. There is free mouse grappling, which is having your mouse point to where you want to grapple, and then shift lock grappling, where you have a crosshair to control where you grapple. And if you want shift lock grappling, go to your settings and set your camera mode to follow and turn the shift lock switch to on, and then just press shift. And mobile players are pretty much just free mouse grappling because you just touch where you want to grapple and there's no crosshair. And if you're on PC, if you play a lot of FPS games, then I recommend you using shift lock grappling. But if you play games like Osu, then you should probably use free mouse grappling. So the first grappling technique is called single grappling, and this technique is really useful as it's pretty simple but allows you to maintain momentum at a relatively high speed. And a single grapple is place your grapple onto an object with 1 grapple and immediately locate your next target, and then you want to lean towards that target and put your mouse or crosshair on that target, so when you get in range you just easily switch to that target, and then just keep on repeating that. And the 2 things that you should keep in mind is that 1, you should always have momentum. So there should never be a point where you don't have a grapple on something. When you're switching from one thing to another, always just have both of them on and then take the other one off. And the second thing is that many people don't really lean to the same side that you're grappling with, and this is really useful, especially when you have to go straight and all the objects are on just one side. And single grappling at its highest form can be done at very high speeds. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over 2 advanced grappling techniques, and the thing to know is that if you're on mobile, or you're using a keyboard that is pretty low end, or just like your laptop keyboard, you may not be able to do these as your device isn't able to register many inputs at once. But these 2 grapple techniques will be used interchangeably in different situations. The first advanced grappling technique is called double grappling, and this should be done when you're in a large open area with a lot of trees spread throughout the terrain. And it can be done by putting 2 grapples on a target, finding your next target and leaning towards that direction, and then putting your mouse and crosshair on it. But then when you get in range, take 1 grapple off your original target, put on the second target, then put the other grapple that's still on your original target back onto the second target, and then just keep on going. So basically keep momentum while at the pace of a double grapple. The second advanced grappling technique is called spider grappling, and it was created by a guy named Kevin is my other friend, and this technique is an advanced version of single grappling, and it should be used when you're near any buildings or flat surfaces. And a spider grapple, you must know how to grapple sideways and grapple forward. So to grapple sideways, what you want to do is you want to face the flat surface that's to your side, and then lean away from that direction, and then switch your left and right grapplers interchangeably like this. Be sure to do this at a steady pace and make sure that you aren't leaning towards or away from the wall, just trying to stay at one place going forward. After you get that down, you need to be able to grapple forward at really high speeds and just like really get it down. Then you need to learn how to transition between sideways grappling and forward grappling. This will take time to learn, but once you can fully spider grapple, you'll be able to grapple to anything in your surroundings at very high speeds. And the highest form of spider grappling is meant for you to switch grapples at a pace of 260 beats per minute. If you ever want to see spider grappling in action, be sure to go check out the creator of this technique, Metal, and YouTube down below. The final thing that you should keep in mind is that these techniques cannot be learned in just 2 days. They'll take a long time to learn and master, and over time you'll find out a style that works for you. Now that you understand how to grapple, let's move on to killing techniques. The way to kill a titan is to attack its nape, the spot right below the titan's neck. The easiest way to kill a titan is to grapple onto its face, slash the eyes, temporarily blinding it. And then when it's blinded, walk behind the titan, grapple onto its nape, and use your sword. If you deal enough damage, the titan will die. And you'll see a number show up, and that is how much money you'll get for killing the titan based on how much damage you did. And your damage is based on how much speed and your odium's damage boost. So basically, if you increase your speed, you get more money per kill. The next way to kill a titan is to put 1 grapple on its middle top chest and go around the titan by turning around it. Then you reach the back, you have to stop turning and put your other grapple onto the nape and you go forward and then attack. And the way that most advanced players do it is by putting 2 grapples onto the chest and swinging around with both grapples until they reach the back. Then they stop turning and you'll go forward and they kill the titan. And if you can't turn with 2 grapples, just use the little thing I put in the description. If that doesn't work, then just use the level 1. And before we go on to the advanced techniques, there's some things that everyone should know about killing titans. The first thing is turning off lock on. So lock on is a setting in the menu that forces your crosshair to look onto the titan whenever you grapple onto it. So if you want to move your camera freely when you grapple onto a titan, turn it off. And it's only useful when you first start the game, but once you get a hang of the game, you should definitely turn this setting off. And the second thing is making your turns tighter. So if your turns are tighter, you'll be able to save more time and use less movement. And to do that, it's just you just want to turn a little bit when you're turning. And one thing you can actually do is turn through the arms of the titan, because that's just something you can do in this game. The final thing to learn is chaining your kills, and this is the most advanced technique. And this is when you go from titan to titan without touching the ground. And before you do this, you need to practice killing a titan with your camera looking at another titan. And then once you kill the titan, grapple onto the second titan as fast as you can. And once you get that down, you'll be able to chain. And chaining will kind of force you to unlearn how to double grapple, because it's a little bit different. So to chain, you're going to let go of the grapple of the side that you're turning with right before you kill. And your timing has to be perfect, as if you do it too quickly, you'll overshoot, and if you do it too late, you won't be able to orbit. So what you're really doing is just double grappling, but at the last second, just take off that grapple. And an easy way to remember which grapple you want to let go of is you want to let go of the grapple of the way that you're turning. So if you're going around the titan through the left, you want to let go of your left grapple, and if you're going around the titan from your right, then you want to let go of the right grapple. And then afterwards, you just want to hold the grapple and keep on leaning until you're able to grapple onto the next titan or object. And you want to be able to do this at just 1/4 rotation and just grapple onto the next thing immediately. But when you're just getting the hang of it, you can do like a full half grapple or just even like 2 grapples, and it's pretty much fine. But once you get the hang of it, you also want to grapple the next thing as fast as you can. And now that you know the best way to kill, let's move on to some game sense. Game sense. 1. Don't use horses. Horses are slow and should only be used when you're out of gas. 2. When a mission starts, just stop and watch other players and see what they're doing. Go towards them if you want to stay safe and not die, but if you're good enough, go away from them and get kills where no one else is. 3. If there's an objective and Titans are attacking it, you can actually go up to them and lead them away from the objective and they'll stop attacking it. Now let's talk about the different game modes. Free play. This map is a replication of Trost, and you can easily grind Titans here. The refill station is in the big tower of HQ in the middle. The best part about free play is that you can use spider method to its fullest potential. Missions. There are currently 4 missions. Outside Walls, Forest Base, Utgard Castle, and the Border mission. In Outside Walls, you have to kill over 50 Titans that spawn all throughout the map. In Forest Base and Utgard, you also have to kill 50 Titans, but you also have to protect the objective. In the Boulder mission, you have to protect Aaron as he carries the boulder to the wall and prevent the Titans from killing him. Bosses. Currently there is 1 boss mission as the female Titan boss mission, and to defeat the female Titan, blind it, get 2 hits off, and retreat immediately. And also if there's any Titans, just kill them, because they'll be annoying. And then just repeat that until she's dead. And then when you have to protect her, just try to lure the Titans away from her and just quickly kill them all. If you're good enough, you can kill them no problem. The final thing that you'll want to know about are private servers. In a private server, you'll have access to lobbies with just you or your friends. This will also let you solo missions, and solo missions is the fastest way to get kills and money as you'll be the only person there and get all the kills and stuff. If you want some free private server codes, join my Discord server as we have people who have provided their private server codes for public use. Good luck with your journey, and now go watch this montage on your screen.